Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Hey, good evening. I'm Jim Freeman. Many in Pike County rallied today in support of a child battling cancer. On this Father's Day, the child's dad and many others joined together to pray for a miracle. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox has more from Pikeville.
Several people gathered here at the Pikeville City Park with Declan McCoy on their minds, a boy from the area who is battling cancer. Supporters gathered in a prayer circle, laying all of their emotions out to the world and a higher power, hoping Declan McCoy can be cured of cancer. Declan's dad, Josh McCoy, says the support helps keep them going.
It means everything. I just hope God listens. I pray God listens.
Josh McCoy says his son Declan needs all of the prayers he can get and hopes God will cure his boy. In Pikeville, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Thank you, Chandler. Josh McCoy also said parents should hold their children tight, as you never know what will happen. We'll have more on Declan's story at 11. A 16-year-old boy lost his life Saturday after drowning in the Morgan County part of Paintsville Lake. The Morgan County coroner tells us the teen was from Magoffin County and was swimming with friends near the Lost Creek boat ramp. The ongoing investigation is being handled by the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources Law Enforcement Division. The victim was taken to the medical examiner's office in Frankfort for an autopsy. The official start of summer is just a few days away, but it's already beginning to feel like summer outside. As the temperatures increase, so does the number of people hitting the lake or pool. But as Samantha Valentino shows us, it's important to make sure you and your children are staying safe in the water.
This time of year, water safety is the top of mind for everybody.
Paula Anderson is the president and CEO of YMCA of Central Kentucky. She says the biggest thing for parents to do when spending time with their children around any body of water is to keep your eyes on the water and your child.
Supervise them if they're in the water. It's just, drowning can happen so fast.
And unfortunately, it happens often. According to the CDC, drowning is the leading cause of death for children ages 1 through 4. Each year in the United States, there are an estimated 4,000 fatal unintentional drownings. That's an average of 11 per day.
You can have fun and still be safe, and I think that's a really important point. But it's not fun when you have a tragedy in the water. And to avoid that tragedy, all of us have that responsibility to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep everyone safe.
Anderson says there are a few things you can do to make sure your children are staying safe, like teaching them at a young age to always ask for permission before getting into any body of water, making sure they're wearing a U.S. Coast Guard approved life preserver, and enrolling them in swimming lessons.
Doesn't mean that something couldn't happen, but it does give them the skills they need to respond if they're in the water that's deeper than they are.
Experts also recommend having basic CPR skills to make sure you're prepared in case of an emergency. In Lexington, Samantha Valentino, WQIT.
Thanks, Samantha. As of 2020, CDC figures show Kentucky has had a higher than average rate of drownings compared to the national average. 3 people have been arrested on drug-related charges following a weeks-long investigation by the Wayne County Detention Center. Officials with the Wayne County Sheriff's Office say 2 inmates, Jonathan Moran and Robert Miller, contacted Carice Carrender of Science Hill to help smuggle drugs, money, and paraphernalia into the jail. The trio is facing charges including bribery of a public servant, trafficking in a controlled substance, possession of a synthetic drug, and engaging in organized crime.
Well, most of us are dry on your Father's Day, but we are watching out for a few showers right now, mainly over the Cumberland Valley, and a few more showers are possible as we go into tonight. Here's a look at First Alert Pinpoint Doppler. As you can see, most of us are dry right now, but some heavier showers over portions of Wayne County, Kentucky, and these will continue slowly pushing off to the north, so heads up in Pulaski County, a few showers and possibly a few rumbles of thunder, a few lightning strikes are possible as we go through the next little bit. This is all thanks to a stationary boundary we have over our southwestern counties, so that could spark a few more showers as we go into tonight. But notice an area of low pressure over portions of Missouri that will continue pushing into our direction, and that will spark more showers as we kick off the work week. As you can see, possibly 1 to 2, possibly more than 2 inches of rainfall over the next 5 days. So a busy forecast on the way. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Jim?
Okay, Cameron, thanks. Keep the umbrella handy. This week marks the summer solstice and the beginning of the astronomical summer. Meteorologist Alexa Minton explains what that means.
June 21st is the summer solstice, a special day in which our location relative to the sun gives us the longest day of the year. The summer solstice is often seen as the official transition point into summer, marking a shift into our version of summertime sunlight.
There are 4 main holidays that celebrate sunlight throughout the year: the vernal equinox, the summer solstice, the autumnal equinox, and our winter solstice. These 4 holidays showcase the varying amounts of sunlight we get as we orbit around the sun. This is because the Earth doesn't orbit the sun at a complete vertical, but rather a tilt, allowing us to vary amounts of daylight as we progress throughout our seasons. Both equinoxes indicate parts of the year in which we have equal parts daylight and nighttime. And the solstices showcase when we have either our peak or minimum amount of sunlight throughout the day. Most meteorologists and climatologists consider June 1st to be the start of summer, kicking off our warmest 3 months. But June 21st is actually the start of astronomical summer, showcasing an important part of the year which we have the most daylight. If you're in the Arctic Circle, you would experience 24 hours of daylight on June 21st. But us here in Kentucky, we're experiencing 14 hours and 48 minutes of continuous daylight.
The solstice is celebrated by many cultures around the world with numerous traditions, holidays, and festivals. One famous celebration happens in England when each year thousands gather at Stonehenge to celebrate the solstice as the rising sun aligns perfectly with the structure's stones. So from sunrise gatherings to celebrations of sun, the extra light we'll get on the 21st will certainly push away any remaining winter woes. In Lexington, Alexa Minton, WKYT.
Thank you, Alexa. The federal holiday Juneteenth is tomorrow, and Governor Beshear will sign a proclamation Monday declaring Juneteenth National Freedom Day in Kentucky. In Harlan County, the Eastern Kentucky Social Club Lynch chapter hosted a Juneteenth celebration this afternoon. The event included many speakers, and members took the time to remember how far they have come since slaves were freed in 1865. Tennessee chapter president Andrea Massey says they would like to see the entire community come out and celebrate.
This has been a wonderful event. We're looking to make it bigger. We'd like the Tri-City area to come and make this event special, not just for a minority, but for everybody to come in and join with us to make it a special event.
Massey says this is the group's second Juneteenth event. She says they want to continue to grow the event and remember an important part of history. A beloved hazard man, affectionately known as the mayor of Wabaco, has died. Randolph Campbell was a decorated veteran in the Korean War, and his hands built homes and businesses that still stand in Hazard today. Now, even though he attended MC Napier High School, he was known as one of the Hazard Bulldogs' biggest fans. His name is on the doghouse the football team runs out of each home game. His visitation will be Thursday from 11 until his memorial service at 1 at Maggard's Mountain Chapel. Randolph Campbell was 91. Straight ahead on this Father's Day, meet a dad-son duo sharing the Clippers and much more together.
Plus, we are tracking spotty showers tonight and higher rain chances on Monday. All those details coming up in just a few minutes.